Thank you for joining us today. If you're on the Zoom, we ask that you turn off your cams, mute yourself. If you have any questions, hit the chat button down below. This is going to be recorded, and a copy of the recording will be sent out after this. If you're joining us on the LinkedIn live stream, welcome. We have someone monitoring the chat there, so if you enter in the questions, they'll filter over to us here. And I think that is everything. Yeah, mic's muted. Use the chat feature. Yeah, audio was good. We got the audio check. So let's welcome everyone. It's February 2026, and we're no longer asking if AI will change commerce. It already has. So today we're moving beyond the hype to discuss the AI commerce shift and how discovery and retention marketing are driving real revenue. My name's Sean, even though it's showing Satish here in the Zoom. I'm using his account, but I'm Sean. I'm with the Commerce Shop. We've been around since 2009. We have over 1,000 different clients that we worked across multiple areas in the e-commerce sector. We focus on conversion rate improvement, AI implementation, and marketing. And I'm joined by our guest speaker, Emma, with MailChimp.
Thanks, Sean. Really happy to be here. Thanks for having me. And thank you, everyone, for joining. Like Sean mentioned, I'm Emma. I am a strategic partner development manager at MailChimp, where I work very closely with the team at the Commerce Shop to support the growth of their agency as well as the growth and success of their clients on the platform. So, really happy to be here today to dive in to a bit of an AI discussion. So, thanks for joining.
Yes, thank you for joining us. So today we've got a packed agenda. So we're going to cover why AI is changing the game, the shift towards intelligent-led commerce, practical applications in production discovery and operations. We'll also dive into personalization and how to move a simple insight into actual revenue generating actions. So let's set the stage for why this shift is happening right now. So AI, it's no longer a future concept. It's already deciding how customers discover your products. Algorithms drive everything from search results to product rankings. In fact, revenue decisions are often made before the customer even clicks on a product page. It's becoming more and more common as answer engine results are appearing above normal SEO. Consumers are gathering more information from their AI assisted searches before even entering your site or your product discovery pages. So just to talk about how it's kind of changing the system, things like when you search for summer dresses on a site like Revolve, AI is there behind the scenes, instantly ranking thousands of options based on your past clicks, current trends, and even your geographic location to ensure what you're seeing is most likely what you're going to buy first. So most brands, they're using AI, but not deliberately. Most of you are likely already using AI because it's baked into your platforms or ad engines, but it's often accidental. And to win teams, you have to define four things: what signals the AI learns from, how those insights flow back into strategy, which signals actually matter, and what specific outcomes you want to optimize. So, with that in mind, it's important to remember that if you are using the out of the box AI tools provided, the information remains siloed and within each platform, engine, or tool utilized by your teams. As we know with AI, it's all about how you train and utilize the technology. So think of Amazon's customers who bought this also bought feature. If their algorithm doesn't decide your product is perfect for a high intent buyer, the shopper never even sees your page to begin with, and that's revenue left on the table. So now, why AI is changing in e-commerce? Before I move on to that, does anyone have any questions, any comments? And just make sure the audio is still coming through okay. Okay, excellent. So deliberate AI, it's winning brands don't just use built-in tools, they define the AI signals. So think of instead of a human merchant manually tagging best-selling items every Monday morning to update their website, there's an AI system that sees a sudden spike in specific shoe styles on TikTok and automatically moves it to the top of the homepage by 10 a.m. So that's a real example of how AI can lighten your workload, keep you on top of trends, and make sure that's going to convert into sales because you're staying on top of the fresh information in real time and there's no human manually doing stuff behind the scenes. So that person that you have that was doing that could be assigned to another more important revenue generating task or customer service feature within your company. So the real gap between competitors today isn't technical, it's operational. Winning teams use AI to react to intent in real time and reduce the manual burden of merchandising. So another example is think of a clothing brand. They might tell their AI to prioritize climate data. If it's raining in Atlanta, the site automatically surfaces raincoats instead of sundresses for local IPs, or the past couple of weeks, it might be heavier winter jackets, gloves, or hats based on the weather that we've been having. Hopefully, the weather's going to break, and for the most of the country too. So now there's a shift to intelligence-led commerce. Let's dive into that. So in the past, it was the then versus now logic. So you're moving away from the rule-based commerce to static if-thens and filters and manual updates, and we're entering the era of intelligence-led commerce, where systems learn, predict, adapt, and automatically in real time. We used to rely on if-then logic rules for fixed segments. Now we use learning systems that utilize real-time intent signals, predictive decisioning. So it's a shift from manual updates to automated adaptation. So in the rule-based era, you'd show a 10% discount to everyone who stayed on the site for 30 seconds to try to increase those sales, to try to make them buyers, to put that pressure on them to complete the transaction. In an intelligence-led era, the AI identifies a high-intent shopper who is visited 3 times this week and offers them a free shipping window instead to close the deal. Depending on the size of the deal, if you think about this, using a 10% discount over free shipping could result in lower profits from that one transaction. So AI is using the tools that'll hook your people, but also maximize the results for your business. So also another example is in the rule-based system, if a user is viewing a laptop, some of the lap or and says like, show me laptop bags, intelligence-led system realizes the specific user is a gamer because they lingered on high refreshment rate monitor specs. So it adapts and shows them mechanical keyboards and or other gaming related accessories like headphones. So it's looking at what the past trend searches were, how it applies, or specific areas you're focusing in on in your current search, and then bubbling up relevant products that'll entice you to kind of combo them together. Now, also, like I said, AI is also being used in product discovery and shopping assistance. So AI makes smarter searches smarter by understanding the intent and the handling of typos. It makes browsing dynamic by excuse me, reordering categories based on behavior. It also powers recommendations by predicting the next product a shopper will need. If a customer searches for blue joggers but accidentally types in blue JOGGRS, AI recognizes the intent and surfaces the product anyway, rather than showing a no results found page, which is a major conversion killer. Discovery is no longer navigation, it's interpretation. AI guides shoppers to the right product every time. So another thing that does that is it creates a one store, many experiences. So true personalization means no two shopping sessions look alike. The stores learn from every click and view to align products with the shopper's current goals. So say, for example, a first-time visitor would see best sellers to build trust, and a loyal VIP shopper for them would see new arrivals in your size, if we're talking clothing brands, based on their past purchase history. Now, there are some common pitfalls. So, most brands fail because they treat AI as a standalone feature rather than a system, or they measure activity instead of the business impact. So, think of the example on the previous slide that I stated about the 10% discount versus the free shipping offer. So there you can use it as a business impact, not just the activity of finishing off the sale. It's what's going to be best for the business and have a bigger impact on the business than just one more conversion. There's also a maturity curve. So you have to think, where is your team? Are they just AI aware in the exploration phase, or are they AI driven? Are they guiding decisions at scale? So high performing teams focus on measurable outcomes and treat AI as a strategic partner. So an AI assisted team uses GPT to draft one product description. An AI driven team has a system that automatically generates 1,000 unique descriptions tailored to the different search terms shoppers use to find those products. So think of it this way: you can have a casual search, a formal search, maybe using trendy language. In the past, it would have to be one marketing person sitting there writing out all of the content. So with AI, you can just put it in, tweak the different prompts, and get a multitude of outputs to use in different situations. And oh, I see we have a LinkedIn question. So for teams that are not AI ready, what's the first practical step and won't require heavy tech resources? First practical step, I would say, is do your research, know your business, know the goals that you want to hit, and start looking for solutions that match that. Because remember, you want to use this as a solution facing tool. You don't just want to adapt and use it because it's trendy. So I would say do your research, see what's going to best benefit your business, and then look into those resources. And then we also offer AI readiness audits. So at the end, I'm going to give you a link. If you are interested in AI adoption and want to continue the conversation in the one on one setting, we can also do that. So we can help you there. And that is a, how can I say, complimentary service that we have. So great question. Okay, so that's good. So here listing some of the key technologies that are helping the AI shift. This might be a little redundant if you've been studying up on AI. I apologize. I'm going to try to make this as interesting as I can. So this is powered through three pillars like natural language processors for understanding the intents, recommendation systems for contextual upsells, and machine learning for self-learning programs. So think of it this way, with the tech stack, NLP and machine learning, they're the powerhouses here. An example, the NLP is a shopper types in something for a beach wedding that isn't too formal. The AI is going to understand beach wedding, the context, and not formal, the intent. So it's going to surface linen suits rather than black tie tuxedos for the affair, because clearly you don't want to wear a tux to the beach. And then also lumped in with that tech stack, there's also predictive analytics. Think of the TikTok example I said from the previous slide. And there's also generative AI to make a multitude of product descriptions, which we talked about a minute or two ago. So that's how all these different pieces come together and can integrate within your e-commerce store or your e-commerce ecosystem. So these assistants, they replace manual filters with tailored matching, excuse me, matching the needs of specific SKUs based on preference and compatibility. They provide fictionless guidance by surfacing only what matters to the specific shopper. So AI, it's making search smarter than keywords by handling typos and slang. It reorders browsing categories based on individual behavior and not just static rules. So think about the intelligent clarification. AI asks follow-up questions to narrow down choices. So if a shopper is searching for headphones, one of our products that we have here at the Commerce Shop is Conversion Box, and that chat bot could say, hey, are these for professional studio work or for a noisy commute? So it can ask deeper diving questions to surface the products that are more tailored to the individual purchaser. Like I said, I'm a gamer. I want a good gaming headset. I want the bass. I want 3D audio. I want all of that in my headset. So I know I'm going to buy a higher ticket item because it's going to have more features. And you can use your AI tools to dig to uncover those needs and surface the best recommendations. And again, you're going to build a loyal customer base with that too, if you're hitting all of their needs in a quick, timely manner. So some real world examples, a shopper says, I need a camera for hiking. Instead of the shopper checking 50 boxes for weight and waterproof, the AI assistant asks, will you be shooting in low light? And then recommends the top three models that fit those specific constraints. So some of the key takeaways are AI shopping assistants transform product discovery from search tasks to a guided conversation. And people love that. Consulting selling is the way to go. So it also reduces uncertainty. AI narrows down choice overload by surfacing the most relevant alternatives. It reduces comparison fatigue by clearly explaining trade-offs between products. I mean, just think about how we used to search a year ago, 2 years ago. We used to have our Google browser open, several tabs. We're bouncing back and forth between different tabs, different product description pages, trying to keep all of this straight, taking notes, whatever we have to do to decide on what's proper for us. AI has just removed all of those barriers. So you're seeing the decision time shorten because people are doing less research and relying on AI to surface those answers for them. You can even think of AI now as like a concierge. You ask it the question, it's going to float the answer and help you make the decision. So, as I mentioned before, we have our product conversion box, which we offer here at the Commerce Shop, which is our AI tool. So, it's a shopping assistant built for commerce outcomes. So, this is why we develop Conversion Box. Like I said, it's a commerce trained AI that provides conversational guidance and intelligent clarification to drive measurable revenue results. It's going to help you with the product discovery suite. So, it's going to help with AI searches, dynamic merchandising, where it's going to look at what are people viewing, what are people purchasing, and shift your results that way. You don't have to go in and manually change your product placement. It'll do that for you based on views and sales or other features that you're looking for. So you can set what you want to surface with the results. And it can also create AI bundles and presentations. So bundling together things that people frequently buy and make those suggestions for you. There's smart product filters, and there's even a product finder and quiz to help people decide on what they need. We also work on performance optimization with that tool. So it's going to help crawlers. It's going to optimize your site for the crawlers, so it gets picked up by Google and the other major search engines, and it's going to automatically and help you improve your core web vitals. So it's going to be looking at the load speed times, image size, image resolution, and make sure you're passing because you always want to make sure your websites are performing optimally in both desktop and mobile environments because if there's any type of disconnect, people are going to bounce and go to another site. And there's also an AI shopping assistant. So there's a full store AI assistant that you can use, or you can even get your AI assistants down on the product description pages. Now, one of the biggest hurdles in e-commerce is the trust and validation gap. So AI helps solve choice overload by narrowing options based on behavior. It also removes comparison fatigue by expanding the real trade offs between similar products. So, on a site with 20 different moisturizers, AI can summarize reviews to say, shoppers with sensitive skin preferred option A because it's fragrance free, instantly solving the which one is for me problem. AI assistants are also able to take the FAQ pages and product manuals and turn those static documents into an interactive feature where customers can ask natural language questions and receive the correct answers without having to do the research for themselves. Kind of like the example I just said. Now, AI reduces cognitive load at the moment of decision, and it also bridges the trust gap by using sentiment analysis to surface buyer confidence signals. It addresses decision delay by providing dynamic FAQs that answer last mile questions. So when you remove roadblocks like manual research, customers are able to surface the answers they need fast, which leads to quicker sales cycles. One important thing to note with the intention or integration of AI and AEO, e-commerce shops are seeing drop-offs in traffic. However, customers entering their sites and PDP pages are better educated and more likely to complete the transaction in a shorter amount of time. So with this new AI technology, it's changing user behavior within the sites. So the way you used to gauge success with your site, maybe it was the traffic coming through the clicks, that's going to change now. People have more information when they're jumping into the site, so they're further along their sales funnel. They're closer to the sale. So you can't measure success in the same way with this new technology. So you have to say, what is AI success going to look like for you, and look like for your business? And then it also can help with personalization across the buyer journey. So AI, it learns from every click, view, and purchase to assemble a dynamic experience in real time. So it's allowing products to shopper goals rather than just past categories. And you can see some of the categories that we have up here. And AI provides lifecycle memory, remembering interactions across visits and differentiate between a new visitor and a loyal shopper. It also has context awareness, adapting to the shopper's device, location, and even the traffic source that they came from. Let me just go back on these two. I know there's a lot of information on these slides. I'll give everyone a second to take them in. And if there's any questions, feel free to surface those questions at this time. Okay, so there are some, oh wait, let's see. Okay, What's one simple way AI can make product discovery easier for shoppers on a website? So as we said, if it's a repeat shopper, it's going to know their behaviors, their patterns, what they have looked at and what they've purchased in the past and surface those recommendations. So for newer visitors, you can set up the AI to say, "Hey, I want to show our top selling products." Or maybe like, "Hey, what was the top seller this week?" There's a lot of different ways you can gear the AI for product discovery. So it's really about the products that you want to surface or like what's selling. So you got to think about that within your team and you can train the AI or have the AI bubble those things up. But great question. Okay. And so some common mistakes that, or I say where most brands get the AI wrong, common mistakes, they include AI as a feature rather than a system or using isolated tools that don't talk to each other. Many brands also fail by measuring activity like clicks instead of actual business impact like revenue. So, with no feedback loop established, the AI will not continue to learn. So, these brands lack ownership or accountability for the AI that they're just using the out of the box features for. Okay. And one thing to think about too is where's your team on the curve? Are you AI aware, just exploring, or are you AI driven? Where AI guides decisions at scale. So most teams move from assisted workflows to integrated systems before reaching full maturity. So top teams treat AI as a strategic partner. They focus on solving business problems rather than just implementing new tools. Crucially, they use AI to assist human decisions, not replace them. So think of like business problems. It's like decreasing sales, using tools to handle dynamic bundling or creating multiple store customized to each user. For the second one, dynamic bundling in multiple stores to increase customer engagement and using local weather data to push appropriate clothing suggestions. So for three, you let AI chat handle FAQs, freeing up your customer service representatives to tackle more pressing issues. Or for four, you could focus on revenue generated and not site visits. So let's talk about the back office benefits. Automating what slows your team down. So AI can handle content generation at scale, as we mentioned before about the multiple different product descriptions, just written out in the press of a button. It can also create banners, so well it's ensuring a consistent tone. So it powers product data enrichment, automatically filling in tags and metadata to keep catalogs accurate. So instead of a copywriter spending 40 hours writing descriptions for a new 500 SKU clothing line, AI drafts them in minutes, allowing the writer to spend their time on high-level brand storytelling. Demand forecasting, it's using historical and behavioral data to avoid stockouts. And also think of the TikTok example. You see what's trending and you can highlight your products that are similar to those trending categories. AI can also handle customer support deflection. So you can use your chatbots to resolve routine queries so your human agents can focus on complex issues. Okay. Now, going to hand it over to Emma. So we're going to talk about how MailChimp, our partner, is utilizing AI within their platform.
Thanks, Sean. Again, for those who may have joined a little bit later, my name is Emma, and I am with MailChimp as a strategic partner development manager, working very closely with the Commerce Shop and their clients to support their success of their businesses on the platform. So, like Sean mentioned, I wanted to share some of the ways that we're putting AI to work in platform for our customers. First is predictive analytics for revenue optimization. And I would say up until now, most marketing decisions have been pretty reactive. We typically look at what happened last week or last month, and then we try to guess what to do next. Predictive analytics flips that model. Instead of asking what happened, we start asking what's most likely to happen next and how do we act on it. So, when we talk about predictive analytics inside of MailChimp, we're really talking about using that past behavior, like email engagement, purchase history, site activity, to anticipate future actions. That might be who's most likely to convert, who's starting to disengage, or where your marketing dollars will have the biggest impact. So, at a practical level, this means AI is constantly looking for patterns: who opens, who clicks, who browses, who abandons carts, and then scoring and grouping customers based on their likelihood to take action. For example, conversion prediction helps identify high intent customers before they convert. Behavioral segmentation groups customers not just by who they are, but by what they're likely to do next. And campaign performance forecasting lets marketers make smarter bets by adjusting budget, timing, or messaging based on what's historically worked. So in MailChimp, this shows up as smarter audience targeting and prioritization. So instead of sending the same campaign to everyone, you can focus effort where it actually drives revenue without manually analyzing any spreadsheets. So once you know who is most likely to engage or convert, the next question becomes, how do we optimize what we send and when we send it? So that's where campaign optimization comes in. Next slide, please. Thank you. So let's talk about enhancing campaigns with data science tools. And I would say most teams are already doing some form of testing, but AI changes the scale and the confidence behind those decisions. With AI-powered A/B testing, you're not just testing subject lines randomly. The system learns from real user interactions, what gets opened, what gets clicked, what actually converts, and uses that data to improve future sends. With send time optimization being another really great example, instead of blasting an email at 9 a.m. because that's what you've always done, AI predicts when each individual subscriber is most likely to engage based on their past behavior, time zone, and habits. What I love about this approach is that performance benchmarking becomes ongoing. So you're constantly comparing current campaigns to historical performance and using those insights to refine what's next, rather than waiting until a quarterly review to make those changes. In MailChimp, these data science tools work behind the scenes to reduce guesswork. Marketers don't need to be analysts to benefit from advanced optimization. The system surfaces the recommendations you can actually act on. So now we've talked about predicting outcomes and optimizing campaigns, but none of that actually works if the content itself doesn't resonate. So that brings us to how AI supports content creation. Next slide, please. Thank you. So whenever we talk about AI and content, the first concern is usually brand voice. And the key thing to remember is AI isn't here to totally replace your brand. It's here to help accelerate your team. And AI is incredibly effective at generating first drafts, like first drafts with email copy, subject lines, product descriptions. But the magic really does happen when humans stay in the loop. The best results come from using AI for speed and ideation, and then applying human judgment for refinement and keeping the messaging authentic to the brand. And that's why establishing clear brand guidelines is so important, because when AI knows your tone, style, and messaging pillars, the output gets much better over time. And then from there, teams can maintain a simple review process to ensure everything aligns before it goes live. Tools like Intuit Assist inside of MailChimp helps teams move faster without sacrificing quality by generating content informed by performance data while still leaving final decisions in human hands. So really the takeaway here is balance. Use AI to remove bottlenecks, but not creative control. So when predictive insights, campaign optimization, and content creation work together, marketing becomes both more efficient and more human. And so with that foundation in place, we can now talk about how teams turn these capabilities into real, measurable action across the customer journey. So I will turn it back to you, Sean.
Thank you, Emma. I appreciate that. And I love how MailChimp is just really embracing all the areas of AI and like what we're talking about in this presentation and really just taking advantage of it and doing that for your clients. And I really appreciate what you said about you can't rely on just the AI. You need that human interaction, and we can't stress that enough. Like, yes, it's going to do the work for you, but have a set of human eyes go over the content, go over what it's generating, make sure it aligns with your brand, with your strategy, and with your business goals. You know, you can't have blind faith in the technology yet. So it's always good to be critical, to review, but also I love how you're utilizing it, and it's just like making it so much easier for marketers. Like just the lift of what they have to do. It's incredible.
I could not agree more.
Okay, so ultimately now it's about the insight layer. So learning and predicting and moving into the execution layer. The campaigns, the personalization, the drive to revenue. So we ensure that the solution utilizes are addressing your business goals and needs and not just implementing the latest trends. Like Emma said, like when it comes to like sending out email communication, you want to know like what time does this person you're targeting tend to open their emails? When should I reach out? Is it the morning? Is it the afternoon? Is it the evening? So you want to make sure you're hitting your clients and your customers where they are, and AI can help you do that because it can analyze their patterns and their trends and meet them where help you meet them where they are. So that's a good kind of little bow for this. So now at the Commerce Shop, we help brands through strategic assessment, intelligent integration, and responsible scaling. So we ensure that AI adoption is thoughtful and avoids that over automation. So our team, like I said, we're going to meet with you. We're going to see what were you looking to implement within AI within your site. We want to have a fact-finding meeting to see what business goals are you trying to hit. Where is your problem and how can AI help you with that? So we want to help turn you into the AI experts. So you're not just picking and choosing random tools out of the box and adding them onto your e-commerce platform. We want to make sure it's going to make sense for you, for your business, and what you're trying to achieve. Okay. And so now here are some clients at the Commerce Shop and MailChimp we have worked with together in tandem. And we'll open the floor for any questions now. You can also reach out to our team via email at these addresses. I know it was set for an hour, but we went through this a little quickly. So if you have any questions, please, we welcome them. And while we're waiting for the questions to come in, I know there's a little bit of delay on the LinkedIn Live. Going to put this up here. We want to thank you for your time. So we have two QR codes. The QR code on the left is to get your complimentary AI readiness snapshot from us here at the Commerce Shop. And you can book your consultation. We'll also send over MailChimp's AI Marketing Academy resources to you when you book with us. And then the QR code on the right is to schedule time with Emma and MailChimp. Okay, I don't see any questions coming through. Emma, did you have any for us or?
I was just waiting to see if any questions were going to pop in. Understand there's a little bit of delay on the LinkedIn Live, but just wanted to reiterate what Sean shared here. If you're interested in learning more about how MailChimp can optimize your email and SMS marketing, please feel free to scan the QR code on the right-hand side to schedule time with myself. Um, Also, want to share again that the Commerce Shop is a strategic partner with MailChimp. And so through that, you would receive special offers and benefits when working with them as well. They're a fantastic team, very sharp, and are super clued in on the e-commerce capabilities within MailChimp. So want to make sure everyone on the live is aware of that and can get their consultation scheduled as needed. But other than that, I'm not seeing any other questions, but
That's it. And then, oh, we also do have a little bit of surprise swag too. So I know Emma was nice to provide us with a little bit of swag from MailChimp. So we're going to select a few random viewers from this webinar and send out some swag. So keep an eye on your email or your LinkedIn if you've attended. If we reach out, we're going to need some information just to get that shipped off to you. We appreciate everyone taking the time out of your busy schedules today. Depending on where you're located in the States, please stay safe, stay warm this winter weather. We're going to get through it. And yes, we appreciate you attending the webinar and we'll see you for the next one.
thanks everyone.
Thank you, everyone.